Thanks for taking the time to watch this training video today. We're shooting live at Ricky's brand new beautiful Lougheed location here in British Columbia. Breakfast is a huge part of what we do here at Ricky's All Day Grill, and nothing is more important than making sure our guests start their day off right with perfectly cooked eggs. Whether it's sunny side up, over easy, basted, poached, or eggs for an omelet, our number one goal is to teach you how to cook eggs that we can stake our reputation on. So let's go to the kitchen where Chefs Stephen and Andy will run through equipment and setup, and franchisee Stephen Beland will teach you how to grill, baste, poach, and saute eggs. Over to you guys.
Thanks, Christine.
We are going to get started right here on the Mirror Egg Grill. First and most important, we will show you how to get set up for success. As always, make sure that your line is set up with a sandy bucket, and each bucket has a clean cloth in the sandy solution. Your egg grill should be set between 250 to 275 degrees Fahrenheit. We don't want you to fry the egg. We want you to cook them and keep them nice and white in color. Ricky's whole gray A eggs should be stored in a frozen cold fest, a 1/3 insert like this one here. Ricky's pasteurized liquid egg should be stored in a frozen cold fest, a 1/6 insert like this one, and a 2-ounce ladle should be used. Remember that a 2-ounce ladle of liquid egg is equal to 1 grade A large egg.
Thanks, Chef. It should be noted we use whole liquid eggs for scrambled eggs and our omelets because they are pasteurized, and all the bacteria have been cooked out, making this a very food-safe product. In comparison, if we use shelled eggs, they have to be whisked in a bowl, and every time you have to use a fresh bowl so that you don't get crusty eggs on the outside of the bowl, which could lead to salmonella poisoning. The frozen cold fest insert should only be used for a maximum of 2 to 3 hours on line. Then they should be changed out with a fresh one from your freezer. This will ensure that your eggs and liquid egg are kept at a food-safe temperature below 4 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Next up, we want to talk about our egg flipper. The egg flipper should be in good shape, should not have any nicks in it, and should be nice and flat and not bent so that you don't rip the yolks when you flip your eggs. The next tool that we need to talk about also is our grill scraper. The grill scraper allows you to keep the grill clean while you're cooking and keep your spatula clean as well. Next up, the high-low spray. The high-low spray should be only used on our egg grill, no canola oil, no olive oil, so that we don't get any greasy eggs. We have an egg basting lid that we'll use as well, so you should keep that on your station. And then you should have a spray squirt bottle of water for basting eggs as well. Okay, now we're all set up and we're ready to go, so let's turn it over to Stephen Beland, who's going to take us through cooking the perfect eggs on the grill so that we can ensure our guests have a great egg experience each and every time.
Thanks a lot, Andy. So let's get started today with sunny side up eggs. First thing you're going to want to do is spray your grill with some high-low spray. Next, select your eggs. 2 eggs for double eggers, steak and eggs, 2x5s. We're going to crack our eggs on the flat part of the grill. This prevents any small eggshells from being incorporated into your eggs from cracking it on an edge. You'll also want 3 eggs for a big breakfast. And the 3 eggs you want to group together in a nice straight tight line so that you can pick them all up with your spatula at once. Sunny side up eggs aren't going to be flipped, so we're going to want them to cook in this manner, just the way they are. You can tell right now that the egg whites are a little bit raw. They're yellow, kind of see-through. And we're going to wait until they cook all the way through and they're firm and white, taking away any little strings of eggs that might have happened when we were setting the eggs. You can do this after the eggs cook as well, but it's easier to do when they're on the grill. The sunny side up eggs are almost done now. The egg whites are firm and white. The top of the egg is slightly warm. So now let's plate them. On a white oval plate, we'll put our 2 eggs for our steak and eggs and 2x5s, 9 o'clock, like this. You'll notice that the eggs aren't starting to brown up, but rather are staying nice and white. They're not fried, but cooked through. With our 3 eggs for our big breakfast, we're going to put them on the edge of a plate so that they end up looking kind of like a smiley face. And with one move of our spatula, we get them all on the plate at the same time. And that's it for sunny side up eggs. Next up, over easy eggs. Once again, we're going to spray our grill with a little bit of high-low spray. And we're going to crack our eggs on the flat part of the grill. 2 eggs, double eggers, steak and eggs, 2x5s, clumped together so that they're easy to manage with the spatula. And we're cracking on the flat grill here to keep flat part of the grill to keep any eggshells out of the eggs. And with the 3 eggs, we're going to keep them tight together in a straight line so that we can manage them with our spatula. If there are any egg strings that come from this step, we're going to just remove them with our spatula right now and let our eggs set up. With over easy eggs, they don't have to cook all the way through like sunny side up eggs, but rather just start to cook through, maybe halfway to a sunny, and then we're going to flip them over. Now our over easy eggs are almost ready. They're starting to firm up, but they're not cooked as far as a sunny side up egg would be. We're going to flip these eggs gently. We're going to put our spatula flat on the grill, not heel high or toe high, on a very, very slight angle, not a big angle, like a snowplow. We're going to get under the eggs all in one swoop and flip them over. Being careful not to break any yolks. If the yolk's broken, you've got to start again. Now we'll do the same with our 3 eggs, all at one time because we grouped them together. If there's a little fold, you can pull it out like I just did. The over easy eggs don't take long now. It's about 30 seconds. An over medium egg will take a little bit longer. Our over easy eggs are probably ready now. The 2 eggs for steak and eggs, double egger, 2x5s are going to go on our oval plate. Once again, at 9 o'clock. The yolks are served up. They're not broken. And as you can see, they're steaming hot. These eggs that cure as I flip them have a little egg string. So I'm going to pull that off now. Not waiting too long. We don't want them to go to medium. I'm going to flip them over all at once onto our plate. For the big breakfast, it's on a coupe plate. All on one side, like a smiley face. And that's it for the over easy eggs. Next up, over medium eggs. Let's get cracking. First, a little bit of high-low spray. Then, place your eggs on the grill in the order that you want them. So for 2x5s, steak and eggs, double eggers, 2 eggs go together. I crack the eggs on a flat part of the grill so that I don't get any little pieces of eggshell in my eggs. 3 eggs for the big breakfast. Once again, clumped together in a straight line so that we can pick them all up at once with our spatula. Over medium eggs are like over easy eggs. We're going to want them to cook a little bit right now, but not all the way through to sunny. Just enough to set up so that they're easy to manage when we flip them. We're going to flip our over medium eggs the same time that we would flip our over easy eggs. As soon as the whites start to set a little bit, we're not going to wait until they're cooked sunny inside up. We're going to take our spatula, lay it flat, and swoop it under. Flipping our eggs. We'll do the 3 eggs all at the same time. Now we're going to let them sit for at least 45 seconds. If we leave them any less than that, they'll only be over easy. We're going to wait until the yolks are firm, not cooked all the way through, but starting to cook on the edges. You can tell that by touching the egg. These ones are a little bit soft still. We'll wait another couple seconds. Okay, our overeating eggs should be almost ready. They're starting to firm up a little bit to the touch, and when I flip them over, they'll be more well done than an over easy egg. Once again, we're going to use our oval plate for our double egger or our steak and eggs or our 2x5. We're going to place the eggs at 9 o'clock. In one motion, we flip them up and over onto our plate. The egg yolks are looking a little more cooked, and we're going to serve them up like that so people can tell that they are over medium. On our coop plate, we're going to put our 3 eggs for a big breakfast. Picking them all up at once, putting them on an edge, a little bit like a smiley face. Those are the perfect over medium eggs. Now it's time to get crazy. We're going to do some over hard eggs. This time we're actually going to break the yolks, something that we've never done with the over easy or over medium eggs. Once again, spray a little high-low spray onto the grill. Crack your egg on the flat part of the grill, and place your eggs tight together so that you can lift them up with a spatula. Three eggs now for a big breakfast. As per usual, we're going to keep them close together so that we can manage them with our spatula. And I broke an egg yolk. Thank goodness it was only an over hard egg, because that's our next step. We're going to break all the egg yolks so that they can cook all the way through a little bit easier. Once again, I'm going to get rid of any egg strings that might have happened. Now we're just going to wait for them to set. It's the same as the over medium and the over easy. We're going to wait until they're about halfway cooked. Alright, so our over hard eggs are set now and ready to flip. Once again, with our flat spatula, not heel up, not toe up, not too much like a snowplow, we're going to flip our eggs. 2 eggs at a time, flip them over. And 3 eggs at a time, flip them over. This next step will take a little bit longer. We've got to wait for the yolks to cook all the way through. People who order over hard eggs are pretty particular. They don't want any runny yolks. So let's wait. These over hard eggs should be done now and we can plate them. You can tell by touching them that they're firm, the color's consistent, there are no raw spots. So we'll put our 2 eggs for our double egger, 2x5 steak and eggs, onto the oval plate at 9 o'clock. You can tell by looking at them that they are done. And with our 3 eggs, all with 1 scoop, onto our coop plate for our big breakfast. And that's it for the over easy, over hard, and over medium eggs. Next up, basic soft eggs. First, a little high-low spray. Next, we want to clump our eggs together so that they fit underneath the basting pan. Being careful to crack our eggs on the flat part of the grill to avoid getting shells in them. This time for our big breakfast group, with 3 eggs, we're going to clump them together in a triangle so they fit under the lid. Shove the eggs a little bit to make sure they fit. Here's our basting lid. We're going to put about 1 ounce to 2 ounces of water underneath there, and the steam is what's going to cook them. For a basic soft eggs, it only takes about 45 seconds to cook the top of the egg. We're going to want the whites to be cooked through all the way, but the yolks completely uncooked. That's about 45 seconds. We can check our eggs. If they're not done, we can quickly relid them. These ones are done. We want to put our 2 eggs for our double egger, steak and eggs, and 2x5s at 9 o'clock on this oval plate. Our egg yolks are totally soft, but the egg whites are totally firm. We're going to separate these eggs because they're not in a straight line to make it easier to plate. But they're still going to end up in a straight line on the bottom of the plate for the big breakfast. Next up, basic medium eggs. High-low spray. And position the eggs on the egg grill so they fit under the egg lid. 2 eggs for our 2x5s, steak and eggs, double eggers. We're cracking these eggs on the flat part of the grill so that no shells end up in the egg. And 3 eggs, this time assembled in a sort of a triangle. So once again, so they fit underneath our basting lid. One or 2 ounces of water underneath the lid. And it's the water that's going to cook the top of the egg. For basted medium eggs, it'll be about a minute to a minute and a half for them to be finished. The egg yolks will be cooked a little bit, the egg whites cooked completely. Let's sneak a peek at these eggs. Looks like they're ready. If they weren't, I could put the lid back down, another squirt of water, and let them finish. These eggs are totally cooked. And for a medium egg, that means the yolks are still a little bit soft and the whites are totally cooked. 2 eggs onto our oval plate at 9 o'clock for our double eggers, 2x5s, and steak and eggs. And the coop plate still gets a straight line of eggs. But this time we have to separate them from their triangle. Basted medium eggs. Alright, let's do some basted hard eggs. High-low spray to start. We're going to position our eggs so that they fit underneath our lids, and so that both our lids fit on the grill. 2 eggs for our double egger, steak and eggs, and 2x5s. This egg has a little red spot in it. It's one you're going to want to dispose of. Let's start again. With a little bit of spray, we'll get that other egg on. Push your egg a little bit so it fits underneath your egg pan or your basting lid. And onto the 3 eggs for our big breakfast. Into a little triangle so they fit under our basting lid. And give them a little shove so that our 2 lids fit side by side. With basted hard eggs, it's still only a couple ounces of water, but we're going to wait up to 2.5 minutes for them to finish. Remember, it's the steam that cooks the top of the egg. We may have to add water as we go. You can check the eggs anytime you want. Just add a little more water, especially with the basted hard egg, because it's going to end up the same way at the end anyway. Remember, with basted eggs, you can check underneath the lid to see how they're doing. Basted hard eggs should be firm all the way through. A little touch will tell you. We've got a couple more seconds here, but I'll give it a little jet of water and it won't take long at all. Basted hard eggs, like over hard eggs, have to be cooked all the way through. A customer orders a basted hard egg, doesn't want any runny yolks. He usually has an aversion to it. These ones are ready to go. We're going to put our 2 eggs onto our oval plate at 9 o'clock. Keeping our spatula nice and flat on the grill. Separate our triangle of 3 eggs so that we can put our eggs for our big breakfast on our coop plate, nice and flat along the bottom, almost like a smiley face. And that's it, basted hard eggs. Next, we'll get some tips from Chef Stephen Graham.
Thank you, Steve, for that excellent presentation on eggs. But remember, when cooking eggs on the grill, we want you to cook the eggs so that the egg whites get nice and firm, but not too crispy or turn brown. If this starts to happen, check your grill temperature, as it's probably too hot and you are frying your eggs. Also remember, when cooking basted eggs, cooking times depend on how much steam is captured, so times may vary.
Next up, scrambled eggs. Remember that a 2-ounce ladle is equal to 1 egg. So we're going to do 5 eggs. 3 for a big breakfast that we'll put onto a cook plate, and 2 for double egger, steak and eggs, and 2x5s. I'm going to do them all at once, and I'm going to have to move fast. Scrambled eggs are a little bit tricky. You can't stop. We'll watch them. So 5 2-ounce ladles for 5 scrambled eggs. These eggs want to run off the grill, so you got to quickly make a little egg dam with your spatula. And they're already cooking. If you leave them cook too long without moving them, they won't scramble. They'll just cook flat. And at Ricky's, we serve fluffy scrambled eggs and nothing else. Get that dam built up. With 2 eggs, this would already be done. But with 5, you got to really move fast. And then start scrambling. Move them around. The more you move them, the more you stir them, even when they're almost done, the fluffier they're going to get. Give your spatula a shake so that the guests get all of the eggs that they ordered. You don't need half of them on your spatula. And there we are, 5 fluffy scrambled eggs. Next we have to get them onto these plates. People are just starting out, it might be a lot easier to push them against the side of the grill and divvy them up. Two eggs and 3 eggs, that looks about right. Once again, on our oval plate, 2 eggs for steak and eggs, double egger, and 2x5s at 9 o'clock. In a nice pile. And for our big breakfast, all closer to the bottom. I'm doing this over the egg grill, so if I lose any, I can pick them up and put them on our pile. Scrambled eggs. Okay, we're almost all egg grill experts. All we have left is a folded egg for our sandwiches. There are 2 folded egg sandwiches that we have. One is the egg muffin sandwich. This one's going to be bacon. And the other is our Breakfast Club sandwich. The egg muffin sandwich, it's 1 egg, which is 1 2-ounce ladle. For our Breakfast Club, 2 eggs, or 2 ladles. Once again, you want to build up that dam if it starts to run. This time we want to cook them a little flatter. We're not going for fluffy scrambled eggs in this case. While our eggs still will end up fluffy from folding, we don't have to really scramble them. The end product here is some nice square eggs that fit nicely on our sandwiches. The single egg, of course, is almost ready because there's only 1 egg to deal with. Fold that into a little 2-inch by 2-inch square. Let it set a bit. While it's doing that, we can start working on our other one, which is our 2 scrambled eggs for our Breakfast Club. Start getting it into kind of a rectangular shape. Go back to the 1 egg for the egg muffin. Flip it so it will set. And we'll convert this into a rectangle. I like to just push the sides up. It's going to be actually a 4-inch by 4-inch square, not a real rectangle. And it doesn't have to be super perfect. The closer the better. We'll let this one set. As it sets, we can lift up this egg. It was a thin egg, it's already done cooking. Put it on our egg muffin sandwich. Close our sandwich, and it's ready for its side. For the Breakfast Club, our 4-egg sandwich is almost, or our 2-egg sandwich is almost ready. This one might take a little longer. The 2 eggs for our Breakfast Club took a little bit longer to cook, but they're almost ready. And even though we let them cook flat, they're a little bit fluffy and puffy because we folded them. And now they're ready to go on our sandwich. Here we have the Breakfast Club as it was on our grill. Place the eggs on the ham, and now I'm just going to fold it over. Cut it on a bias or an angle, and plate it at 9 o'clock. crust on the outside, and a little Pac-Man shape facing where the hash browns will go. There you are, folded eggs. Now you're all experts.
Thanks, Stephen. Excellent job cooking all those eggs today. One of the most important things we can teach you today is how to clean your egg grill correctly. On the Mirror Grill, all we need to use is a hot water Sani solution and an egg grill scraper. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to scrape off the egg grill. So we're going to scrape all the egg bits forward into the trough. Get that Mirror Grill nice and clean. Now we're going to scrape, don't forget the sides, you want to scrape the sides off as well. Once you have all the egg in the trough, we're going to move the egg into the waste bin receptacle and get the egg ready to wipe down with our hot water Sani solution. So, with your high heat glove on, next up, we're going to wipe down the grill. Safety first. We don't want to be taking you to the hospital while you could be cooking eggs for our guests. So, we give it a nice bath with our Sani solution, and everything comes off nicely. Look at that, nice and shiny. Get the trough cleaned out really good. Okay, once we get all the egg bits cleaned up nice, we have to take the egg bin receptacle at the bottom and run it through the dishwasher. And then we'll bring it back and put it in. And then we'll give the egg grill a final wipe down with a nice dry cloth. Don't forget your sides and underneath your egg grill as well. All right? Okay, there you have it. A nice, shiny, clean grill.
Let's do a quick review of the eggs that were cooked on the egg grill, and I'll give you some pointers on ways you can describe them to your guests. Sunny side up eggs. The yolks are liquid, but the egg white is set and firm. They are perfect for dipping your toast in. Over easy eggs. These eggs are cooked on both sides, with the yolk a little bit runny. The egg white is cooked all the way through. These too are great for dipping your toast in. They should jiggle a little like this. Over medium eggs. These eggs are cooked on both sides. The yolk should be of a medium consistency and the egg white should be cooked all the way through. They should only jiggle a little bit, like this. Over hard eggs. These eggs are cooked on both sides with the yolk broken until cooked hard through. They should not jiggle at all. Once again, we have sunny side up eggs, but this is how 3 eggs looks on all of our big breakfasts. Another type of egg that is cooked on the egg grill is the basted egg. Basting allows for a more thoroughly cooked egg white. By covering the eggs while they cook and adding water, it allows for a less runny egg, and it's an alternative to flipping the eggs. A basted egg is a cross between a sunny side up egg and a poached egg. It's grilled on the bottom and it's steamed on the top. There are 3 types of basted egg. The soft basted egg. The yolk has a light cloudy film over it, but is runny inside. Basted medium. The egg yolk has a light cloudy film over it, but is of medium consistency. Basted hard. The egg yolks have a light film over them, but they are cooked all the way through. Next, scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs are made from beaten egg whites and egg yolks. The egg is cooked on the egg grill and stirred until they create soft little curds. They should be moist in texture and creamy in consistency, like this. Scrambled eggs should not be chopped up. has 2 sandwiches with folded scrambled eggs. These are scrambled eggs folded into themselves so that they stay neatly inside the sandwich. There's the Breakfast Club and the egg muffin. And you'll see how the egg is neatly inside the sandwiches. That's it for the egg grill. Now let's move over to the range and learn how to cook poached eggs.